Hello you guys, here's Patrick from Let's Make Technology. This time I'm gonna tell you a little bit about how to join a new team or a new company as an engineering manager. I know that this topic is going to be very exciting, so not to make it long, let's get it started. Joining a new team or a new company can be a very exciting journey, but also it's always very stressful. You never know if people who you are going to work with are going to like you or not. And even though you might be a manager who doesn't care about that if people who this particular manager is working with like him or not, it's all about doing the work. I believe personally that if you like your teammates and your teammates like you, it's even easier for you to achieve very bold goals. So, with that being said, how to make this whole process very easy and how to make your results, especially at the very beginning, much better than you even expected. I will talk about three main topics today. The last one might be the most insightful, but I still recommend you going through all of the topics that I'm going to cover over here. First thing is strictly related with all of the things that I've said in the introduction. So basically it's all about acceptance of your team. And even though you might be the manager who doesn't care about if people you're working with like you or not, it's very important nowadays to have a team where you feel comfortable and basically all of the teammates likes each other. Of course, there can be some various conflicts, but overall, everyone should like each other, as they should like you. So when you are joining a new team, you should do everything to make it as good as possible. So I will share with you now a little bit of bits and pieces of what I do to make my relationships with the team as good as possible. I basically try to apply all of the values that I worship in my daily life to my work. Because with those values, I'm able to establish very deep relationships and I can go very deep in terms of needs of particular individuals. I can spot even easier people who will be top performers or find their points of interest. And those values are being honest. I'm always honest and I try to say all of the things that I can, always. So with honesty, I never fool around people who I'm working with. If I say something, I do my best to figure it out and to make it happen. If there is something that doesn't give me a chance to do it, I tell it in advance and we try to figure out a solution together. I really care of all of the people that I work with. I really want to know what's on their mind. I really ask meaningful questions. And that's my biggest thing that I try to use with every single person that I work with. So I care about those people. And I like to have a little bit of a fun. Because when in team you've got also a time to have fun, it's even better for all of the people to open up and to be more honest with each other. Those are the values that I try to use in my day-to-day work. Of course, it's sometimes better, it's sometimes worse, but overall, that's something that I use. And in many cases, it works pretty good. So that's my first recommendation to you. And also, you need to be aware that you cannot try to fool around people, to pretend that you are cool and you are a nice guy, but under the hood you are only aiming towards your goals, like promotion or anything, right? You're gonna be part of the team, especially as an engineering manager. So you've got to create a team who basically works with each other, likes each other, and knows that everything that's going to happen is going to be resolved by the whole team. If you're going to be this guy who is just fooling people around, they will sniff it, and it will not work. And the second topic that I will talk about is about pushing your own ideas and your own imagination into action right away after starting working with the team or within the company. So if you join a new team and after a week or two you decide that, yeah, in my previous team everything was working much better, so this particular team should work exactly the same, might not work. And you will ask why? I guess you should, because this is pretty often topic for people who have very strict vision about how things should work. Basically, all of the things that they want to do should work as read in a book or done in a previous team or in a previous company. This particular manager coming to the team is not taking care about the real problems that are happening for the team, but he starts by assuming that everything that is in this team is not working and we need to revolutionize all of the stuff that is happening, all the processes and everything to make those people happy. But you know what? Those people doesn't know that they are unhappy. What I do instead is I first try to identify the biggest things that are bothering teammates. So I try to fix the current state that those people are encountering on a daily basis, right? Then if I've got like new ideas about how to change some processes, I don't do it by my own. Or I don't try to push all of the things that are written somewhere in the book. I instead try to figure it out together with the team. So it's good to share a little bit of the knowledge. I am trying to sell a little bit of a vision, and then I try to get as much insights of the teammates as possible. Because it's easy to imagine like perfect world, but it's very difficult to establish alignment across the team and make that perfect scenario work. So I am a guy who prefers to have a little bit more democratic kind of way of doing things, and I really think that it works, because in most of the cases when I was trying to introduce something and I was involving all of the team members to figure out how we should approach this particular process change or this particular challenge that is in front of us, was working always very good, because we were able to adapt, see if something is working, and then make another adaptations through the time. So this was always something. I am not pushing all of the ideas, and I really recommend you not to push all of your ideas like straight away. You should be taking care of achieving the buy-in from the team. If team understands what's on your mind, they are being involved into the whole process. They are much more attached to the things that are happening. Because if they don't believe and don't understand the change, the pushback will be very big, and overall it will end up with people who are unsatisfied, eventually changing work, and yeah, you may employ new team members, but the cost of hiring those is very high, and people that you've got on board are oftentimes your biggest treasure. So you should use it. Really, I really recommend it to you. And the third topic is all about regular one-on-ones with your direct reports. And I know that this topic is all around LinkedIn, all around other social media and groups that are related to project management, to management overall. But nowadays, there are still a lot of managers that doesn't use it or doesn't use it properly. So, if you want to have very close relationships You need to start it by speaking with every single member of the team. If you're not doing it, how can you get to know all of those people? How can you establish relationships? How can you figure out what each team member would like to do or what this particular person is good at? Only by speaking with team lead? Yeah, of course. Team lead can tell you a little bit about things that those people are doing good or bad, but you will not figure out the desires. So one-on-one meetings should be done regularly. For me, it's all about setting it up with the particular individual. So I start in every single team by setting up a bunch of meetings with every single person, which is basically this one-on-one meeting, and then I set up all of the details. How often we should meet, what kind of topics we can start covering at the very beginning, what kind of process within one-on-ones this particular person needs, because there are people who prefers to have like prepared agenda, going through points, checking them as done, and that's it. For others, it's more like a simple conversation. Those one-on-ones are source of a lot of information about every single person that you work with, that you should do it. If you're not doing it, you will regret. I even been in team where engineering manager joined and he haven't set up single meeting with his team for 2 months straight. And you know what were my thoughts about it? I was thinking that, shit, what this guy is actually doing. It seems that he's only coming to stand-ups, asking us whether we finished something or not, but we, and especially myself, haven't seen any kind of value out of this cooperation with this particular manager. So if you want to be a good manager, you have to conduct one-on-ones. This is a thing where you will be able to set up development plans, build relationship, figure out some different kind of things that are in mind of particular individuals, so your direct reports. Maybe there will be something that others are not into telling you, and there will be one particular person that will be a little bit more into telling you something. You should use it very wisely. And summarizing, joining new company or new team is always an exciting moment, but also very stressful. People may not like you, or your ideas may not go through because of some reasons. But whenever you will do everything to establish great relationships with those people will like you and you will like them, and you will really care about them by conducting with them regular meetings to speak about any kind of topic that will appear, will make it much easier. Really attach yourself to your values. So whatever you worship in your daily life, and you will try to use it in your work life, it might be very beneficial. Because, if you are someone who really cares about people, but in work you change a little bit because the only thing that you care about in work is to just finish some tasks or achieve something, this may not work. So really, following your values is really important. So if you don't know what are at least 4 most important values for you at the moment, it's good to sit down and think about it a little bit more and then try to make it live in your day-to-day work. Okay, that's it. It was great seeing you all again. I hope that you enjoyed this material, and really, tell me a little bit about your experience after joining new team or new company, what you did to make it very easy and very cool. See you guys!